everyone, so today I'm filming a long-lasting makeup tutorial which is perfect for date night or dinner with friends. I know Valentine's Day was a few weeks back now, but I really wanted to do another date night tutorial because you guys really seem to love the one that I did last year, which was definitely a bit more glam than this one. This is a bit more of the neutral date night tutorial. And this is a very exciting video because it is the first video of the year which is in partnership with EcoTools. I am so excited about this. I'm basically going to be doing one video a month using their brushes in my tutorials. All of the brushes are incredibly soft and they're great because you can buy individual brushes or you can buy sets of brushes. There's so many different sets, and the one that you can see in this clip here is the Lovely Looks Glamorous Glow set, and that is just a lovely set for traveling. And this is going to be featured in another video very soon, so keep an eye out for that. So I'm really excited to be showing you some of my favorites today in this tutorial, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. So like I was saying, I want this to be a really long-lasting makeup look, and I'm going to start by priming my skin to help my base last longer. And I'm going to be using the Tom Ford Illuminating Primer, which not only will help my base to last longer, but it's also going to help to give my skin a glow as well, especially because I'm going to be using a more matte base, so this will really help to give a little glow from within. I'm just popping a pump of that onto my fingers, and then I'm just going to blend that in to my skin, just using my hands. And I'm just using my hands for this because I find that that is what works best with primer. So that's really helped to add a little bit of luminosity to my skin, and it just feels amazing to apply. I'm absolutely loving that at the moment. And next I'm going to move on to base, and for that I'm going to be using a new favourite of mine. This is the Nars Velvet Matte Skin Tint. So it's lovely for a date night because it's not too heavy. I don't know about you, but personally when I go out on a date night I don't like to really load my face with makeup. That's more for if I go out, which is very rare, but if it's a date night I like to look a little bit more natural and just enhance my natural features. This is just perfect for that because it's light but also buildable, and it is slightly more matte as well. I wouldn't say it's full on matte, but it is a little bit more matte than most tinted moisturisers, and it definitely helps it to last longer. So I'm dotting that onto my face, and then I'm going to be using the EcoTools stippling brush to blend it in. And this is a lovely duo fibre brush. It just feels so soft. I absolutely love it. I love the design of these brushes as well. I really like the bamboo handle to them. I just think they are lovely, and I just use this in stippling motions, as the name would suggest, to blend in my base, and I just find it gives such a beautiful natural finish. So next I'm going to be covering my under eye circles and any small blemishes by using the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Concealer. I find that really hard to say for some reason. I love this concealer. It's very good coverage but still feels really lightweight, and despite the coverage it also doesn't look too cakey, which I love. So I've been really enjoying using this at the moment for both under eyes and blemishes. And this comes with a doe foot applicator, so generally what I do is apply a little bit on the back of my hand and use that for blemishes, just because I don't want to transfer any bacteria. So I'm just going to take a little bit off the back of my hand and just pop that on any little blemishes I have. So I'm blending the concealer in using an EcoTools Airbrush concealer brush, which is really good for pinpointing and blending in small areas of concealer. And now I'm using the doe foot applicator to apply the concealer under my eyes, and I'm going to blend it in using the same brush. So that is concealer done, and I also applied a tiny bit of Benefit's Eye Bright to my waterline as well, just because my lower waterline was looking very red and it was not a good look, so I've applied a little bit of that as well. But now I'm going to set my base, and I'm going to be using the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot powder, which is a really great setting powder. It's very lightweight and it doesn't matte out the skin too much, but it helps to set your makeup. And to apply this I'm going to be using an EcoTools large powder brush, which is the perfect brush for powder. It's so huge and you can just sweep the product across your face really easily, and it's just so soft as well. So I'm just dabbing that in the pan and then tapping off the excess and sweeping that across my cheeks. And I just find that this brush distributes powder so beautifully. It's really even in its distribution. I also love the fact that it is a flat powder brush instead of completely round, because I find that it makes it so easy to powder under my eyes as well, and I don't have to switch brushes. So now we're moving on to eyes, and I'm going to be going for something a little bit more matte today to keep things a lot more long lasting around the eyes. So I'm going to be using one of the Maybelline Colour Tattoo Creamy Matte eyeshadows, and this is in the shade Creme de Rose, which is a beautiful taupey rosy pink. It's just absolutely beautiful. Kind of matches my nails, which I'm really enjoying. I don't know if you can see that. I picked this up a few weeks ago and I've just been absolutely loving using this. It's the perfect everyday eyeshadow. So to apply this I just take a little bit onto my finger and then tap that onto my eyelid and blend that out with my finger basically. And although the shadow is a very neutral colour and it's very light, I'm still going to take a clean brush and run that through the crease of my eye just to make sure that everything is blended seamlessly. And for that I'm going to be using one of the EcoTools full eyeshadow brushes, which are super soft and fluffy and they're really good for blending out your crease. Next I'm going to be applying the Charlotte Tilbury Rock & Kohl Iconic Liquid Eye Pencil to my upper lash line, and I'll be blending that out using one of the EcoTools Shade and Define brushes, which is a double-ended brush, one with an angled end to it and then one with a more precise blending edge to it, and this one is a little bit more flat than the eyeshadow brush that I used previously, so this one's slightly better for blending out kohl liner. These kohl liners are literally the softest thing on earth. They just basically melt onto your skin and just feel amazing, and then once you blend them out they do not move, so this is perfect for a date night and I really need to go on and blend this before it sets. Whilst applying the liner I actually realised that it was slightly easier to use the angled part of the brush initially to blend out the eyeshadow, and then for a more smoky effect I could use the shader part, which is the more fluffy blending side, and then I just went over the liner again right at the root of the lashes. So I dotted that into the lashes to give them a more full effect, but it also gives a nice gradient to the smoky liner as well. So that is the Charlotte Tilbury Rock & Kohl pencil in Amber Moon. So now I'm going to move on to mascara, and I'm going to be using my Aerin Lengthening and Volumising mascara, which you guys know I love. I still use this all the time and I just think that it gives the most pretty fluttery lashes, and that's why I thought it'd be perfect to use today because I want to go for a really soft, feminine, fluttery look. Next we are going to sort out my brows. I'm going to be using a new favourite and an old favourite. So the new brow pen that I've been loving is the Makeup Forever 3-in-1 brow sculpting pen. I love this. This has a really good pencil applicator, which is the perfect shape for my eyebrows. So I find that often the Hourglass sculpting pencil can be a bit too wide, and sometimes it just doesn't give it a precise application because of how big the pencil nib is. I'm not going to go too heavy on the brows because I want this to be a more soft, romantic look, as I've said before, so I'm just going to fill them in a tiny bit. And then to set my brows in place I'm going to be using the good old L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper, and this really does keep your brows in place all day. I could not be without this given I always have rogue brow hairs. So this is my #1 brow essential, especially for date nights where you don't want to be sitting there having a chat with someone and one of your eyebrows, just one of the hairs is just, you know, creeping down where it shouldn't be. Okay, so brows are done and now I'm going to be highlighting, and I'm going to be using the Becca liquid highlighter in, what shade is this? Opal. I looked back at an old video where I'd used this and just realised how good the liquid version of the Becca highlighters are. So I'm dotting this over the tops of my cheekbones and then a tiny bit on the tip of my nose and then right at the top, and then I'm applying a tiny bit to my upper lip as well. And I think I'm going to leave it there for highlighter because I don't want to go too overboard. So I'm just tapping that in with my fingers and it just gives such a beautiful sheen to the skin. So now my highlighter is done, I'm going to be applying some bronzer. And to apply my bronzer today I'm going to be using the EcoTools Blending and Bronzing brush, which is possibly my #1 favourite brush at the moment. This is just amazing. It's so dense but really amazing at blending. It's duo fibre and I just absolutely love this. It's so soft and I cannot get enough of this. Everything about it, from the shape to how it blends, just makes me really, really happy. I'm just tapping that into the pan and then tapping off a bit of the excess and then blending that through my cheeks just to add some more warmth and depth to my face. And I almost forgot to say that the bronzer that I used was the Geurlain Terracotta 4 Seasons bronzer, which is a very nice, natural, soft bronzer. It's not too harsh, it's not too orange. So it really is perfect for date nights and dinners and evening occasions where you don't want to look too bronzed. Next, I'm going to be applying a tiny bit of bronzer and I'm using Nars Gina, which is a super old favourite of mine. I bought this about 4 years ago when I was having a really bad day and bought it on my lunch break and I absolutely love it. It's my favourite ever Nars shade. I'm not sure if they still do it anymore, but it is the perfect pinky orangey peach colour. And to apply this I'm going to be using the EcoTools angled brush, which is a lovely, tiny, quite precise angled brush. So to finish things off I'm going to be using the Clinique Quick Liner for Lips Intense, and I absolutely love these lip liners. You guys will know, if you've watched my videos more than once, you will have heard about this. They're super long lasting, but they're really creamy and hydrating at the same time, but they're not too hydrating to the point where they're glossy. They're just absolutely perfect and they really do make the lips look a lot fuller and not in an unnatural way. It's a very natural fullness and I cannot rave about these enough. So obviously I'm going to be using it today, but it is one of my go-to products for a date night or any kind of dinner out. This formula is a lot more hard wearing when it comes to food consumption. So I'm just going to be lining the outer part of my lip with this and then going over it with a new product from Charlotte Tilbury, which is one of her Matte Revolution lipsticks, and it's in the shade Between the Sheets, I think it's called. Yeah, Between the Sheets, which is one of her Valentine's Day lipsticks that she released. It is exclusive to her website and Covent Garden store, but it is a beautiful rosy pink and it's just so gorgeous, and it's matte, so I thought that this was perfect for this tutorial. So that is my go-to combination at the moment for date night, but I have two other favourites which I thought I would mention in case you have slightly different preferences. So for something more nude, I would highly recommend the Maybelline matte lipsticks. This is in the shade Nude Embrace, and this is such a battered lipstick now. I've only had this for about a month and I have definitely loved this a lot. It is just so battered and just very well loved. It's much more nude than the lipstick that I'm wearing right now, but it's just very matte, very long lasting, looks absolutely beautiful on the lips, so I would highly recommend this and just these formulas in general. So that is the Maybelline Matte Coloured Sensational lipstick, but then I've also got a more glossy recommendation for those of you who just don't like matte lips. This is a new one from Givenchy and these are beautifully hydrating glossy lipsticks. I will put the name for it in the info box because I just cannot pronounce it. I just don't want to butcher the name like that, so I'll put that in the info box. But this is a beautiful rosy pink like I'm wearing right now, but it's the glossier version, and these are just absolutely gorgeous. They're surprisingly long lasting but very hydrating, so if you aren't a fan of matte lipsticks, I would highly recommend these, and they come in the most beautiful packaging as well. So that is my casual, romantic, soft date night makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this and that you like the makeup look, and I hope you're all as excited as I am for the upcoming videos with EcoTools. Like I said, there will be one a month. There'll be one bonus video, I think on a Tuesday or something like that, where I do a tutorial or some video in collaboration with EcoTools. I'm so excited about this, so I hope you guys are looking forward to those. I'm just so excited to be working with them, so I hope you guys are excited too. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you are new, and as always, if you have any suggestions for makeup looks for future tutorials, please let me know because I would love to hear your feedback. And that is it. I hope you're all having a lovely day, evening or weekend, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!